check out the Patreon and gain access to all the source code. Hey, ever wanted to make a hardcore Eluna script for hardcore mode? Today I will go over how we create that, and right now we'll just show off how it works. So here we can talk with the NPC we will set in the script. I want to become a hardcore character, and now we are hardcore character. If I then die, we will get a notification on all players that this player has died. So let's test that out. So click on it. I will click on it, just write die, and you can see the player has fallen. Even on themselves they will have that. You can then click the resurrect button, and as you can see here, you can't rewrite at all. Like no way to revive. Even at your own grave you can't revive. And not even a GM command will be able to revive you. So that's what we will go over in this short little series today. See you in the video. First thing we want to do is make a new folder inside our Lua scripts. So just say new folder. Let's call it hardcore. Hit enter. Now we have the folder. Right click again, new file. Let's call this hardcore mode.lua. Okay, nice. This is set up now. We have the file. So since we are not gonna use AIO here, we don't actually need all the require AIO, because we'll just use the normal standalone or the normal gossip menu from WoW. So first things we're gonna do is that for me, because I use the Eluna, the SylCore library for Eluna, then I will be able to like get the events without having to write all of the different numbers and stuff. It's much easier for programming. I have a video on installing that. It will be linked in the description. So another thing here before we start is that SylCore, you would need to have the newest version from today and forward, or from the newest version of SylCore from the video date here, and for the just died event for the player to work in Eluna. So that's just so everyone knows that. So you need to update it SylCore to have it. So let's just get started on this. So first, local Eluna utils equals require SylCoreLib / Eluna. Awesome. Now we have that. Next thing is that we want to have since we need to save stuff to a database table, let's instantly just make the table name in here. So local hardcore mode table, hardcore db table equals to a string. We will call the table in the database hardcore db table, hardcore db. Let's just call it that. So now we have the table here. Next thing we want to do is that we want to have a table for not a table in the database, but a table in Lua for holding all the players that is inside the hardcore mode. So let's write local hardcore players. Yes, that's correctly spelled. And then equals code brackets. And that's all. Now we have the table here for the hardcore players to add them in when they load it. Next thing we want to do is just go down a few here. So for us, we will need to listen to whenever the player log in, whenever the player log out, whenever the player just died, so they died to anything, and we need to listen to when the player is trying to resurrect. And then next up is we need to listen to when we are trying to talk with the NPC we want to talk with for the options or the gossip of like choosing to go into hardcore or not. But today we'll just real quick add all these events so we have it done, and then we can continue. So first let's start with all the player ones. So register player, and by the way, this is also from the SylCore Eluna or SylCoreLib. It's really great you have all of these done. So just hit enter here, and with the SylCore library, you'll be able to just do like this. The player event on login. You will of course be able to use the SylCoreLib on other cores, but just know that they might not work as great because it's optimized and made for SylCore, not for other cores. So the IDs might be wrong on other cores. Just know that. And the next thing you want to do is that we have the function here. Let's just make a real quick function, call it function, like this, and then we want to call it on player login, like that. Oh, not that. And end. So we have the function here, and we put down the callback here. Now that's set up. Next, let's do this and then say player event on log out like this, and then we just say this log out. And if you want to know how I like duplicate in multiple lines fast here, the way you do that is if you mark like, let's do like this. So select a ton and then click Control D. You can see it automatically puts it here. Same if you just do at the end of a line Control D, it will duplicate it for you. Much faster, and you need to write the same kind of things. So we have these two. Well, we still need to listen for when the player dies and to the can resurrect. So let's do that. So here, the on player just died, and here player event just died, and then we again want to make a new function here. Add the name here. Let's actually do the next one. So the player on event on can resurrect, and again we just want to call this on player can resurrect like this. Oh no, I spelled that incorrect. Resurrect, yes, like that. And now again we gotta make the function here like this. So that's done. Now we have all the functions here. Next thing we want to do is that the functions need the arguments sent from these events. So if we take this one and we go in here to Eluna, the Eluna SylCore library, and you can see the things here. So that's event player. So for the login, event player. Here, event player, because I know that's what we need here, as you can see here. Next one we want to do is the just died we can do, and that's event and player. So event player. And the next one, or the last one we want to do, is the, what is it called, the on player can resurrect. So let's see what that is. Okay, on player can resurrect. Where are you? You are here, and that's event and player. Really easy today, so that's great. And player. Awesome. Now we have everything set up here. The next thing we want to do is we want to register the event for the creature gossip, so we can listen to the creature gossip. When you start talking, gossip is basically the menu that comes up when you start talking to things. Like you open an item with a gossip menu. Well, a gossip menu is the menu for chat. So let's write that in here. Register creature gossip event entry. I want that to be deputy, or what his name is, William, as the one for the starter zone in here for humans. If you have another one, you will need to find the ID and then write it in here. But I will write 823 for him. And here, Eluna utils.gossip events.gossip on hello. And here on player talk to hardcore NPC. So not that. And then we just again do another function like this. And we just do like this just to keep them separate. And here, paste it in. And as you can see, we probably need some other things. So let's real quick look into it. So what we can see here is that we need the event, the player, and the object. So that would be, we need to add object here. That's all. Next, we need the last one, so that's just duplicate with Control D here. And then select instead. And then of course we will duplicate this one and call it on player select option. Let's just call it like this and paste it in here. So now it's running on this one. Let's see what we need over here for the gossip event select. Well, we need all of these. So just an easier way is just to copy all of these and then just simply put them in here like this. So event, player, object, sender, and the int ID and code and menu ID. Int ID is the selection you click. So if we click yes, I think it's 1, if I remember correctly. Otherwise it's 0. But if you click the yes, that's 1. If you click 2, that's no. So we will do a check here when you click it. But now all of this is set up. And what we can now do is that we will just real quick do something easy here. I will just event register events like this, just to keep it separate, and I will make a ton of spaces to keep it separate. So now this is done. We have actually done a lot already. We just set up all the functions needed for all the event stuff, and that's one of the things we really needed for this. Next thing we will want to do is that we will want to add in, so when the player joins in, we want to just, for now, we just want to get the GUID and then paste it in the console of the world server, because we normally don't need to do this. This is just to always test out if everything works. So let's do that. Print. And what do we want to get? Well, we want to get the player, get GUID low. Like this. And again, this is a feature of Eluna utils or the SylCoreLib. You get most of the functions written here. So right now we just but we will print the player's GUID low version. And of course on logout we will print player get GUID low again, like this. And that's all. So now we will just real quick test this. So let me just start the server and we can focus on some more. So when the player died, let's just fast do a print here. Let's say player died, and like this, and then 2 dots, and then player get GUID low. And here on resurrect, print player tried to res, and then we will do this with 2 dots, and then player colon get UID load. Okay, so let's just test this out real quick. Now open WoW. I will open WoW, of course, and we will real quick reload Eluna. If I could spell, that would help a lot. So now it's spelled correctly. Admin. And next thing we do is that we just take the, let's just do a human hunter. Let's go in. I love my loading screen. Here, we are in here now. So now you will see here, 61, that's my GUID. And that's from logging in. Next thing is that I can, as you can see here, log out. You can see my GUID again coming up here. And let's log in again, you can see it again. Now let's try and die. And you can see player died with my GUID. I can resurrect to my spirit here, and I can talk with this, and I see here. Player tried to rest, and because we are not telling it that we are allowed to rest, we won't be resting. So that's why. Now, that's all for today, and I will see you in the next one.